Hey guys, this is Mel. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to talk about the CW Upfronts for the 2023-2024 television season, which was announced on May 18, 2023, which was yesterday for me as I'm recording the morning of May 19th. Reason why I didn't immediately record is because I was hoping there would be some other updates afterwards about some of the shows that weren't mentioned on the schedule, but at the time of this recording, I have not heard of anything. If there was any changes by the time I'm editing this, they should be up on screen. But otherwise, let's get started into this, as this video is going to do a quick summary of what the new schedule has to hold for the CW networks. I know, at least for me, I was a little curious how things would be shaken up after all the cancellations that occurred, as well as the change in ownership of the CW network. We got our answer yesterday, and then afterwards I'm going to do some of my predictions of like where some mid-season stuff could be slotted into for that case. So let's move right into, first off, listing what shows would be returning to the CW network. You should see it up on screen. They claim that there's 8 new ones coming, or 8 returning series, but technically 2 of them are new. They're just moving from different networks. Next screen, you'll show the 8 new series that are joining the CW lineup this year. We'll talk about that later, but all these new series have come from different networks before. We'll talk about that later. There's no actual new scripted concept in this listing, just a heads up. And then, of course, the 7 listings of the not returning canceled shows that we get. And they've pretty much been a staple for a while at the CW, so they're no more now. And then, of course, the 3 that are unknown at the moment of their fates are All-American Homecoming, Superman and Lois, and Gotham Knights. Those are the 3 I were not able to find if they were renewed or canceled at the time of this recording, but those are the 3 I'm wondering. They're definitely not in the fall lineup, so if anything, if they all 3 do come back, there'd be more mid-season returns, if anything. Alright, so let's get into what the schedule actually is. So we'll go with Sundays, because for me personally, my week starts on a Sunday, ends on a Saturday. So with Sunday, we have the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time period being taken up by a documentary film series called I Am. Don't know much more about that, but it's going to take up the 2-hour block. We'll go into Monday. We'll have at 8 o'clock All-American returning with season 6. It's the only original scripted series that was produced by the CW network. So that's returning in its regular time slot. And then following that at 9 o'clock, we have a new series called 61st Street. It originally was from the AMC network. It then got moved to the CW. According to this, when I found out, the first season of 61st Street aired on the AMC back in April 10th, 2022. And then they ordered a second season, which ended up being the final season. But if my research is correct, AMC never aired the second season. So it looks like the CW might just air, I'm thinking they're going to air both seasons. So season 1 this coming season, and then next year the second one. But that's my hope. Now for Tuesdays, this is now what they're calling their comedy nights now that they're bringing back. Honestly, for as long as I watch the CW, I don't remember there ever being a comedy night, but maybe that's just been a while. But now we have those half-hour shows. So from 8 o'clock to 8:30, we have Son of a Crick, new to the network, but it's actually coming off. It's a Canadian sitcom that originated from the CBC, and it originally aired January 4th, 2022. 2 seasons have already aired with 26 episodes, so 13 and 13, and then it got renewed up in Canada for a 3rd season. So at least you got 3 seasons coming for this edition here. 8:30, we got Run of the Burbs, another Canadian sitcom which comes from the CBC again, and this one premiered, I should say, January 5th, 2022. They already had 2 seasons airing already, 25 episodes total, 12 in the first, 13 in the second. I couldn't find anything if it got renewed for season 3, but that's another one there. So right off the bat, we have the 8 o'clock time slot having the same amount of episodes to work with, so their schedules are going to be lining up great. And then 9 o'clock time slot, we have 9 o'clock to 9:30, Children Ruin Everything, another Canadian sitcom that came from the CTV network, premiering January 12th, 2022. They already have 2 seasons aired, 24 episodes total. It was renewed for a season 3, but this one has episodes in the first season and then 16 in the second. Then, of course, 9:30 comes with Everyone Else Burns, which is a British sitcom which premiered January 23rd, 2023, so just a few months ago, and there's only 6 episodes that I can find right now. I couldn't find if there was a renewal for a season 2 or not, but that would help line up with Children Ruin Everything's 8 episode first season, so that's close in numbers there as well. And then let's move on to Wednesdays. So Wednesdays is again filled with new additions to the CW network coming from Canada. So at 8 o'clock we have Sullivan's Crossing, originally from Canada from the CTV network, which originally premiered March 19th, 2023, a few months ago. First season has already finished airing its 10 episodes, so we have those 10 to look forward to in the fall. And then at 9 o'clock, we have The Spencer Sisters, another Canadian drama series that came from the CTV, premiering January 29th, 2023, so earlier this year. They had 10 episodes as well, and they finished airing, so we do have that. I couldn't find if either of them got renewed in Canada for season 2, just because it just finished from the looks of it for the both, so that's something to look forward to. Thursday nights is going to be different. You know, for me, for the CW, Thursday nights have always been Supernatural nights mostly, or it had Walker on, so some kind of connection because of Jared Padalecki. But now it's a reality TV night, competition night really. So 8 p.m. we have F Boy Island. It says it's supposed to be the repeat episodes because they keep showing the R, but this is supposed to be a dating reality TV show. Originally had 2 seasons already, and then the CW renewed it for a 3rd season. But I don't know if come fall 2023 if they're just going to re-air season 1 and season 2 and then do season 3, or if we're just going to start off with the new season 3 in the fall. Not sure yet. And then of course 9 o'clock is supposed to be F Boy Island again. But this one's like, I think this is when the new episode and then maybe the encore of the previous episode airs the following 8 o'clock week. I'm not sure. It originally came from HBO Max. Don't know much more about that. But there's your reality TV night. And then Friday, looks like we have a similar lineup than last time. 8 o'clock is when we have Penn and Teller Fool Us. And then 9 o'clock is split between 2 episodes of Whose Line Is It Anyway, both at 9 and 9:30. Then, of course, at Saturday, we have it split into technically the half-hour slots again, but each hour still covers the same show twice. So at 8 o'clock, we have 2 episodes of Masters of Illusion, one at 8 and one at 8:30. And then, of course, at 9 o'clock, we have World's Funniest Animals, which air at 9 and at 9:30. So again, it's 2 episodes of the same show in the same hour block, if you know what I mean. So there's that. They did confirm that Walker season 4 is going to be a mid-season return, and then F Girl Island, which is supposed to be the spin-off of F Boy Island, is supposed to be a brand new series. Like they haven't aired the spin-off anywhere else, so that would be a new iteration for that. But that's it. It's only just the 2 mid-season shows that we know of. Still no idea about All American Homecoming, Superman and Lois, and Gotham Knights. If they all get renewed, they're all going to be mid-season. So that's something to go off of. F Girl Island, I don't know if it's going to be 10 episodes per season, just like what I could find for F Boy Island. Walker, I don't know if that means they're going to get a shorter season count. Let me double check if that's what Walker's been getting all this time. Yeah, it's usually at 18, 20, 18. So there's no idea if season 4 would also get 18 or if it's going to get shortened to 13 just because it's a mid-season. Not too sure. We'll have to wait and see about that. But based off of the fall schedule, they did match up shows that have like similar episode counts. So at least with Tuesday nights, those new sitcoms, they do have the similar. So at least they would start and end around the same time as each other. Same with the 2 new Wednesday ones. Same thing with their 10 episodes each. But yeah, I really have no idea what they're gonna do. I think Walker might go to Wednesdays if it comes mid-season. I think Thursday is gonna stay as the reality TV show. But again, we don't know if it's gonna air season 1, season 2, and then the brand new season 3, or if they're just gonna go straight into season 3. Or maybe that's why they have 2 different time slots, both 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock for that show. but we know that Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights are already airing on Tuesday nights right now, so I don't know if they would still keep that or if they just keep their Tuesdays as staying with the comedy nights. So it really would only be Monday and Wednesdays. Any drama mid-season shows would be coming into at this case, and if that's the case, then they really only have spot for 4 shows. So Walker would be one. They could technically bring back All American Homecoming, Superman Lois, Gotham Knights. I could see them doing that. They might do, hypothetically, prediction wise, if they do renew all 3 of those unknown shows, then I can see them doing Walker and All American Homecoming on Monday, so All American at 8, and then maybe Walker at 9, and then Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights on Wednesday, still being paired together because that's what their current pairing is right now. But again, still not sure. I'm still a little bummed that Kung Fu got canceled, Winchester's got canceled, The Flash we already knew was going to have its final season. Surprised that Walker Independence was canceled. We already knew about Riverdale being canceled. The same with Nancy Drew. I think Stargirl, we found out it was canceled before that final season actually aired. So some of them we were already prepped, some of them we weren't. The only thing a little pet peeve I would have is that for all the Canadian shows that just got added, CW's claiming it's CW original. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'd rather you just say it's Canadian content instead of claiming it as your own. But yeah, otherwise, All American is the only scripted show that the CW seems to be producing. Everything else on the schedule that is supposedly quote unquote new came from another network. So it's gonna be very interesting. I know it's not how I used to. If you watch my show or watch my episode last year about the CW Upfronts, I talked about why I started doing these upfront schedules back in 2015. And that was because a majority of what I watched was from the CW, and I had to figure out what the scheduling was there before I could figure out where and when I could watch other shows to fit into it. Now in this case, it's like I don't really have much keeping me to the CW. It's really going to be Superman and Lois that really tells it for me, because every other show on here I technically could get on a different channel. So it's very interesting. I'm kind of interested to hear what you guys have to say about these new additions to the CW network. Have you guys heard of any of these shows before? Have you watched them on their original networks? And what did you think about them? Please let me know. Also, I'm curious to think of what you thought about the latest cancellations as well as the unknown fates of our missing shows. Please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts and periods about this new lineup. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. I'll also say that last year's CW Upfront video, I talk about a bit about the change in the numbers and like how many shows got renewed, how many shows got canceled, how many new were brought in. I will say this is probably the first year since I've done this coverage and since 2015 where I've seen an even number in all 3 categories. You have the same number returning as the same number coming in as new and as the same number as being canceled, which I guess is better because you're bringing in the same amount as you're giving away, kind of a thing. But yeah, after so many years of it not being that even, it's a little weird. But I'm interested to hear what you have to say about that as well. But otherwise, I gotta go. I gotta clock into work soon, so hopefully this video will be up later today since I'm recording. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. Hope you come back to see what I have to say about some of these episodes. I am still thinking on whether or not I'm gonna do a video for The Flash for the final season. So if you want to give your thoughts about that, put it in the comments down below because I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to record something. But yeah, and also latest videos were for the Winchester. Now that we know that it was the series finale, do your thoughts still ring true to what I said in the recap? Otherwise, I really gotta go. I gotta clock in. But take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.